Welcome to another episode of Russell Realty Minute with your host, Evan Russell, where Evan shares his real-world real estate experience with you. If you like what you hear, please be sure to give him a quick review right here in iTunes. Thank you for listening.
So continuing on with our series, questions a broker might ask you during your open house trip or when you visit an open house. The third question is, how does this home compare to others you've seen? So an agent could come up and say, hey, how do you like the house? What do you think about it? And you say, oh, gee, it's nice. It's got good space, or I like the kitchen, or I like the bath, or I like the location, or I like the town. All right, a question that an agent might ask you is then, how does this house compare? How does this home, I always use the word home, how does this home compare to others you've seen? House is an item. Home is like, it's like an emotional word. Like, that's home. I'm going to hang my TV here. I'm going to raise my kids here. I'm going to cook dinner here. I'm going to relax here. I'm going to sleep in on the weekends. Home, right? House is like, hey, it's my house. Anyway, so how does this house compare to others, or how does this home compare to others you've seen? Well, that also is kind of a tie-in question, right? It's going to ask them how long you've been looking. Your answer is going to tell them how long you've been looking, what your opinions on the house are, trying to get some dialogue between you and the agent. Now, of course, the agent, or the host, I should say, is there to sell the house. Now, statistically, and I haven't run this stat recently, but over the last few years, the percentage of homes that sell during an open house is very low. 3 or 4% of people who actually come into the open house and say, I'll take it. Now, in some areas here local to Boston and some of the condo markets close to the city, that may not be the case. It may be a one open house and done. But in other places where you might be listening to this, the days on market is a little higher. The prices are a little different. The competition is not so fierce. And it might not sell. But anyway, each area is respective to how successful open houses are. But assuming that it's not, right? They're trying to get a buy-in into how you think that, the house fits into whatever you've seen. It also tells them how long you've been looking. And then the next question they're going to ask is, have you been to other open houses? Or how long have you been looking, right? I think that's what we asked earlier, right? No, working with an agent. So how long have you been looking? And then the question is, are you looking online? Or are you visiting them in person, right? So a lot of people will do a lot of window shopping on the aggregator sites, the Zillows, the Trulias, the Boston MLS, the Realtors, those types of sites. And they'll do some homework, but they won't necessarily call an agent for an appointment, right? So if they're out on a Sunday after church or whatever, after brunch or whatever they're doing, and they're poking around, it's a good question to see, how, for them to ask you, how does this house compare to others you've seen? How does this home compare to others you've seen? Because that's going to kind of give them a pretty good idea of kind of where you are in your process without actually saying, hey, where are you in the process? Have you gotten a loan yet? Are you ready to go? Do you want to buy this house today? That's really what they're asking you without you asking you. They're trying to make a sale. That's what we do, right? Okay, so we'll come back with question number 4. Hope you enjoyed. We've answered the first 3 on 6 questions, or probably 7 questions that brokers or agents might ask you during the open house.